Hey guys, Deathclock Dave here, and welcome to another Wednesday night live stream battle report recap. This evening we had some glorious Crucible Guard on stream. Jordan has picked up some Crucible Guard and is playing those. We had lots of awesome new models on the stream this evening, and then we had Joseph. Yes, and then we had Joseph Hanna from out of town here playing his Skorne. So Jordan, what was your pairing this evening?
I was playing Baldwin Gearhart in the infantry list. I'm sorry, I'm new to this. I've only had a couple of minutes, so I apologize, internet. And then I was running Syvestro in Prima Materia, which is the Jack theme.
All right. And Joseph, what was your pairing this evening?
I had Zadesh 2 with a bunch of bugs in the Imperial War Host, and Morghul2 in Masters of War.
All right, and Jordan, what did you pick to play tonight?
I picked Baldwin Gearhart, mostly because I just wanted to play with some of the stuff that he has and see how it goes. So,
all right, good stuff. And you, Joseph?
I played Morghul2, mostly because that's the list that I actually brought from Ontario, and then also I was thinking I probably had enough with the 2 heavy battle engine to get through his, or 2 heavy battle group to get through his Syvestro list, as well as the...
All right, so we're playing Scenario 4, which is Invasion. Jordan, you won the roll and opted to go first?
I chose to go first because he has a feat that shuts down my shooting, and I felt that if I were to go first or go second, he could be in a very... Basically, I might get a bit of shooting on turn 1, but if he plays cautiously, he can threaten his feat on my entire army, and then I don't really get to do anything the bottom of 2. So.
Gotcha. Alrighty, so Invasion, we have a circular zone on either flank that can be controlled by Warcaster Warlock units, and then we have a central rectangular zone, which is Warcaster Warlock, Warjack, War Beast, and Battle Engine, and then we have 2 objectives, and you guys both chose healing?
Yes.
Alright. Any thoughts going into that particular scenario?
I had a Colossal, so eventually, I didn't get there, but eventually a Colossal was supposed to end up in 2 zones, just contesting both of them, basically.
Cool. Good stuff. And you guys both have units, so that wasn't a big concern. So.
No. So this is me just setting up. Just want
to say, that thing is huge.
Yes, it is very large. We can go over terrain as well very quickly. At the top we have a forest. To the left of underneath the forest we have water. To the right of that we have a trench. Underneath the water to the left is a hill. In the middle is a building. On the far right is a forest. To the left on my side underneath the hill we have corrosive, what's it called again?
Acid pool.
Acid pool. In the middle of the bottom zone we have a hill, and then to the far right of the bottom zone we have a rubble. So with my deployment, I kind of just spread things out. The only thing I actually wish I had done a bit better is I wish the Stormtroopers and the Vulcan had changed places. I know that building was going to be annoying, but I kind of just wish I could have spaced it out so he had to choose one side or the other for the feat.
Gotcha. And on your far right flank, Jordan, you have the Rock, and Ian and Holt are standing in for the Dragon's Breath rocket thing.
Those are the only proxies I have.
I forgot my car.
And what?
I forgot my car.
It's okay. But yeah, pretty standard. We have rockets both sides and everything in the middle, and then you can explain it. Yeah, just and I don't want to eat up all the time.
Yeah, so I'm deploying here. So I was actually planning to take second turn if I won the die roll anyway, just because I wanted to be able to basically counter deploy my cats against his rocketmen anyway, and just sort of keep the swordsman in the center, also hoping to be able to feat and mortality and then get the swords and the cats onto the rocketmen. So basically that's what I've got. I've got an Archidon in the top who is wingless, and then I've got I think, the swords, and then the gladiator behind Morghul, and then the cats with the Kreia, and Marquette behind there as well. And a bug gets AD'd.
Yep. Same with Mighty. I have 2 units of Battle Alchemist, and they just kind of spread out. They're either going to make clouds or just rain AoEs down on things. Ice cages. I'm still learning the army a little bit, so trying to figure out what needs to be done and all the names of things. So this is us just, I think, going through in the original video and what's going on. Yeah, and I think we start. So, pretty standard first turn. I run as far forward as I possibly can, while trying not to get everything in Morghul's feet range, which is his apparition, his walk, and then 12 inches from that. So, I actually go through this turn and I put a few things into it, hoping to, and I didn't think it would happen, but I was going to try and possibly bait feet on like maybe half of the Rocketmen and the Vulcan, and then just go from there and be okay with taking a bit and still get some work done. But yeah, so everything runs forward. The other thing I kind of wish I'd stayed with deployment that I'd done is Baldwin was a bit more to the middle. His abilities, I believe, to put on things are only 5 inches, so you got to kind of either keep one back or just
play him far forward.
Play him far forward, which he doesn't really want to play far forward. So yeah, we're just pretty standard turn. I put a snipe up on the stormtroopers and hotshot on the Vulcan, just because.
Was the Vulcan on your caster?
Yes,
or
it was.
Okay,
It's the only warjack I had, or colossal I had
Right.
in the list.
Okay.
It was on my caster. And the goal was just to control that top zone with the Vulcan. With the cats being so far away, I didn't think they'd ever make it to the Vulcan, so I was just hoping to just keep spraying and shooting everything in that zone, turn in and turn out. So another thing I don't have on the board that people don't see is I do have Anastasia and Hutchuk in ambush. So yeah, this is pretty standard.
with your 17 million Rocketmen.
14. Come on, Dave.
14 million
Come on.
Rocketmen.
Only they're
And
not,
defense 16 million.
They are not defense 60 million this turn. They actually only did it once before they died. So
there you go.
This is me measuring cats, because cats can go also very far. They have a very large
Because
range.
can they pound? They can jump basically too.
Yeah,
Okay,
and you can give them +2 speed to walk and get. So they.
And I'm assuming they're 7 or 8 or
They're
something.
They're 8, yeah. So 17 with the spear.
Wow.
Threat. And then 15.5 with the mount, which
So-
is the boosted.
That's me.
So this is me. So I'm just moving up the Archidon. Of course, I've promptly forgotten about ambush. So he's, I think, just in Hutchuk's range to get hit on the ambush. I think I'm gonna put the Kreia with a charge up here, and then I'm just gonna surround with her Animus and surround her with cats. So obviously, I know there's a lot of shooting, and I want to protect her. And then the swords are just going to sort of stand around Morghul in the middle again, mostly in that Kreia Animus, which I'll cast with Morghul as well. And then I think that's mostly what I'm up to here, just sort of to basically be a bit conservative, hope to draw them in so that I can feed on those Rocketmen and try and kill as many of those as possible.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think I underestimated his range a little bit, really, with the cats. I should have blocked line of sight to that Kreia. We'll see in the next turn. She gets sniped out.
Yeah.
I don't know how much I should presage.
Oh no, you can talk about it. It's all good. People
presage the errors.
No,
but yeah.
it's all
and
good.
then so the cats, the Tycom will Pathfinder the swordsman to get through that bush, and they'll just sort of again cautiously advance up everything here.
Yeah. No, I was a little cautious of Morghul. I don't know if you're ever being really like cautious with him, but I did never actually feel I had any sort of threat on Morghul. Like the Vulcan can threat, but you have a building there, you just hide behind the building. And
Yeah.
I don't ever really want to push the Vulcan up there just to try an assassination on Morghul and then just lose it to the world, because swordsmen will kill a Vulcan with
Swordsmen are
mortality.
weapon masters.
Weapon masters with mortality.
Yeah,
Mortality is
on the
minus 2 armor.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
And defense, but that's
The swordsmen are weapon masters. They have a mini feat called Power Spell.
Yes.
Oh, like the old safety
Yeah.
Texas or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually thought it was funny. I thought you had seen that you had put the models there for ambush, so I thought you were actually putting the the bodgers there to block my charge. And I was like, you saw that. And then I was like,
No.
I didn't realize you were actually just trying to get to the back of that forest.
I was just putting gobbers over there as a future
Contesting piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In some ways, I don't think it'll be pretty hard for Anastasia and Hutchuk to just kill that Archidon by themselves, and so it's not too bad for me to come in because I just do kill Hutchuk with the Archidon back.
Yep.
And that's sort of one of the better outcomes for me, rather than having to send the cats off to kill them, and Masters of War doesn't have much in the way of guns, right? So I don't have very much that I can
so
take out those stupid ambushings.
Yeah. So this turn I do put some I do ambush them both in. I do go into the think tank quite a bit here. Again, this is fairly new to me, so this is just me figuring out. I make one shot that I'm just trying to get some drifts, but doesn't really work out, and then they just repo all into the zone. But this is where I really go into the think tank on what I really want to do, and I think I made a couple mistakes here. One was I think Snipe shouldn't have been on the what do you call them, Stormtroopers, and I should have actually put them on the Rocketmen. The other thing I did was I didn't allocate enough focus to the Vulcan. I was just a little worried about. I don't know actually what I was worried about. I just didn't know really what I was doing here. I do end up having a game plan. It doesn't work out for me, but I do see that he has left his what are they called again? The Extoller a little wide open. So what I can do is kill it, and then I can actually walk up with my Battle Alchemist and put up cloud walls. And your feat requires you to have LOS to things. So my game plan going into this turn, and I didn't execute as well as I would, was actually to try and kill the, if I give him more focus, is to actually kill the Archidon, and then kill the Extoller.
Who hands out eyeless sight.
Hands out eyeless sight. And then that way Morghul, who still can get far enough into the clouds to pop his feet, means that he can't get away. So if he wants to make use of his feet, he then has to be very vulnerable. So my game plan was, I think, I knew what I wanted to do here, but I just didn't really execute as well as I would have hoped. The other one was, if Snipe was on the Rocketmen, they could have stayed farther back. I couldn't have contested as well, but they could have stayed farther back and not made your feet a little bit more awkward on the next turn.
Because they're base 10 for range?
Their base 10 go to 14, and then I can repo 5 back. As one of my orders, I can repo 5 back. So you'll still get some of them, but it just means that the next turn I can actually do something with them. Because as you'll see, I end up with like 4 that live, or not 4 that don't get affected by the feat, but I can't really, it's not enough work to really do anything, and it's a losing battle. So again, I'm in the think tank for quite a bit here, trying to think on what to do. I figure I can get Anastasia onto the Archidon. I can get Hutchuk as long as I hit one of the Gobbers. And
because he can like throw before he
does. He can throw before him. So he can clear his lane actually and then move. So the other one too is I end up I do make use of Snipe here. So I think the first thing I do is I have my Stormtroopers, except for one of them. All of them aim, and it's very deceptive because going up to range 18 is quite strong. Being able to go from 14 with Snipe, and then if they aim, they go to range 18. And I believe they all take shots at that Kreia, and I end up. I don't think I kill it with this, but I do some pretty hefty damage to it. I think I hit with 4 of them. I think one of them did miss. But I think I hit with 4 of them and do almost 20 damage, I think, with it. And this is also the turn where I think I decide to feat, because I think next turn, I feel like it's a turn I have to feat, because next turn you're going to feat on me. I'm not going to get shots, and by that time there's going to be enough dead that... Oh, no, they do kill it, I guess. Yeah. They do kill it, actually. And at that point, I just don't get as much work as I would have hoped. So I move up my caster. I swap Snipe over to the Vulcan, and I feat and put prey on the cats. And the hope here is actually with the Rocketman to go in is I actually am going to try and kill. I thought I could kill probably about 4 of them. I don't think I could have gotten to all 5, but I wanted to kill about 4 of them and just leave them with a little bit. Like the cats were the most threatening thing in the list. The swordsmen, they can do work, but they were the thing I was less worried about just because their threat range is far less than the cats. So the cats can keep up with the Rocketman, whereas swordsmen can't keep up with the Rocketman. So that's the thing is Baldwin puts snipe on himself first and shoots one of the cats off the board, and then swaps snipe over to the Vulcan, who sadly walks up and with needing a boosted 8 misses the Stoller. So that makes my life a little bit sadder, just because I thought I had a very good game plan going, but the dice would not see it happen. So with that going aside, because he can give Morghul Alyce sight, the clouds no longer matter. So I'm just gonna walk up my Battle Alchemist and just throw bombs where I can, try and kill as many things as possible. I believe this is Hutchuk going in. Anastasia walks up and just shoots at. Oh, this is the Vulcan's second shot that clips one dude and doesn't actually break armor, but leaves a no healing thing.
Yeah.
So Hutchuk goes in as well. I think I do a good chunk, but I don't think I take anything out or anything like that. So.
No, he had all his aspects. I think he had like 9 or so boxes left after Anastasia and Hutchuk.
Yes, I was able to get in his back arc. So what do we have next? I think all we have left now is the Rocketmen, who walk up and just start shooting. The Rocketmen was a bit sad. They were all hitting pretty decently, but I rolled a lot of 5s, and it made me quite sad. But I think I ended up killing 2 more of those cats, which seems like a bad trade. Killing 2 cats for a lot of Rocketmen is not a good trade by any means. So, I did actually end up putting on them. Baldwin has 3 commands he can give, like your TICOM, and one of them is boosted. The first range attack that a warrior model unit makes are boosted. So it's one of the things that gives Baldwin. He basically has Deadeye for free on a unit, which is a pretty
obnoxious,
a pretty strong ability. So right now we're POW 12s with the shots and POW 14s with the bombs and POW 16s with slug guns, and we just start putting shots into them. You make a couple tough rolls, which I was expecting you'd make.
Yeah.
But yeah, dice. I ended up killing both, which I'm happy with. The dice just. I was hoping to get at least the one last guy in the back there, because he was out of the. He was out of Morghul's, because he put up Aura, the Aura with Morghul, and I was hoping to get those 3, but sadly it would not be. And they chose to do this turn the strafing run, which gives them +2 speed, and they get repo 5. So we're just going to basically try and get up there, get as many shots as possible, and move 5 back. Keep that UA as safe as possible because I need him down the line. And yeah, that's the game plan. It didn't go as effectively as I wanted, but I tried to make the best out of what I could with what I had left. I burned a lot of clock this turn, which was not the best. Hopefully that gets better with the list as I start playing it more and learning a bit more. But also making repo 5 on 14 dudes is a lot of time. Eventually you just stop caring. You're like, they just need to move. Doesn't matter. I still have my Battle Alchemist go here too, who make a ton of AoEs, and I probably should have just actually walked up and clouded anyway, because only Morghul can do it, and I can then actually save possibly more. So it probably would have been better just to put up some clouds, because then your other stuff can't get into me. But
is it like I think cloud like centered on them?
Yeah, centers on them.
I think I only ended up getting 2 swords into you anyway, so it wasn't.
It also would have been the other side too, though. Like
the other side might have.
I think I probably what I should have done is I should have clouded anyway, and I should have been more aggressive with the Vulcan, and then put up the clouds, and then just gone. You can't get to my Vulcan basic, or not get to it, but it means I could have been more aggressive with the Vulcan. You maybe could have gotten a Jack or a Beast into it, but the Swordsman couldn't do much. And you still have to clear the lanes on these guys anyway, so...
Yeah.
But
the clouds don't obscure line of sight to the
that's
crossbow.
true, that's right, never mind. Yeah, my bad. So that would have done nothing. So clouds on the other side might have helped, but not a ton. Not really a ton, but what do you do? So, but yeah, it's a learning thing. I haven't played a gun line in quite some time, so prioritizing what shots to make and what not to make was a bit of a thing. So, but
we also talked a bit about it with Dave when he played last with his Nemo 3 list. Is you're trying to optimize attacks versus optimizing clock.
That's true, and that's what I mean by these. I think the only shots I wouldn't have made are just the. What I probably actually should have done with the Battle Alchemist is just ran them. Actually, is probably what I should have done. Is I should have just ran and jammed you with them, and not made attacks. Just put them right in the way, and gone. Because I already did that here by doing this, but I should have just literally sprinted, ran them in front of everything, and gone deal with them. So.
Looks like they killed. Did they kill that last cat though there?
No, that last cat. No, they didn't kill that. Did he kill that last cat? Possibly.
I think they might have killed the last cat. I just saw me picking something up there, and I don't
quite possibly then. Right. I think you made it tough on that cat actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't optimize as well as I should have, but what do you do? So on to you.
So I leech. So I'm gonna try and I was wanting to get the blind mortality, the rocket men, just so I can try and clean up as much as possible. Unfortunately, I didn't get the swordsman far enough ahead to get too many, and that little pod of combat alchemists actually makes it quite difficult for me to get past them. So I'm gonna, I think, start out here just sort of proxying. First is some corrosion. I think both corrosions I roll out as well. So, or maybe one dude died.
Well, I think one dude died. Yeah.
Yeah. So a swordsman died, and then so just measure out where I want Morghul to sit. I think before I apparition him this turn.
Cool.
And so that's going to be the issue, and it ends up being sort of this weird angle. I was hoping to be able to end up in this position where I could just flashing blade them all dead, or buy one attack or whatever, and still get all the rocketmen blind. But it ends up not. I just don't have line of sight to too many rocketmen from this position.
Yeah.
What is the wording on his feet?
It's within control area and within line of sight.
Yeah. And everything is
blinded.
Yes.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Yep. Suffers blind. Yeah. So just the way it is here, in order for me to engage that top alchemist, I can't see past the other alchemist into the rocketman. So I decided to go on this side, and that lets me get pretty much all the rocketmen in the zone that are within my control area, plus a couple of the stormtroopers. And then Morghul will obviously easily kill these two guys. I don't remember if there's anything. I think first. So I've sort of figured out that. I think I've done the apparition, or I may have done that already. And then we'll have the Archidon attack Hutchuk. After being in the tank for an extremely long time here.
I think you were in the tank less than me, actually.
Yeah.
Personally, I think I spent a lot of time at the beginning of my turn in the tank, more than I needed to, for sure. But yeah, so this is you going after Hutchuk. Poor Hutchuk.
Yeah. So I'm just hoping to sprint into the zone. So that's what I was measuring. But I'm just not going to get the boosted 9 I need to kill him on the first attack.
Yeah. Because you boosted and didn't quite kill him, and then didn't have quite enough to get there. So So I have an Arcanine with his butt towards me.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
So we do kill Hutchuk, but we don't get the sprint to move in. So then Morghul will just go up here and kill these two dudes and then sprint back.
Yeah. I knew that Archidon was a very crucial part of. Two things I wanted to snipe out. Actually, there are 3. I missed one of them, but the things I wanted to kill were the Kreia, that Archidon, and your Poop Handler, just because those were the pieces that kind of did most. Like, I don't mind Morghul getting up there and doing work if he can't sprint back to safety, because if I can just if I can get rid of that piece, it means he has to play much more cautious with where he plays himself and what kind of work he can get done. So So you kill a bunch of alchemists, and then you feat on the world.
Yeah.
The control 12?
Control 12.
Yeah, control 12.
So you get, I think, 3 of my stormtroopers and all but 4 of my rocketmen. The UA, and then 3. There's 3 kind of in the actual scoring thing that you see where we score. That you can kind of see them if people look close enough. But they were the only ones out, and you end up going back to safety-ish.
Yeah. I was thinking go back further, but then I ended up that's sort of in my charge lane, so I push him back a little bit deep, not as deep in the zone.
Yeah. I did have to be mindful. Incorporeal with a colossal is kind of frightening because you can still get past that building and come into me.
I think I measured this a few times. I was hoping that this that swordsman easily gets into the rocket men. I did just use my attack spell to kill one of the dudes in the back too, but I can't remember how I killed that other combat alchemist. But I think I measured about 3 times to this lower second swordsman, and I thought he was in, but then found out that he wasn't. So I was bumping shit all over the place.
This is you mortalitying.
Yeah. Marquez's job number 1.
Yeah. Turns out defense 8, armor 9 rocketmen die to the world.
Yeah.
Turns out those are not good stats in anybody, in any way or any form. So
my Tycom doesn't get to go anywhere, but he just hands out the Pathfinder to the, and here's me measuring this guy. I thought he was in there initially, but it turns out it looks like he's out. So both dudes are just going to charge the one in the, I think that's the Alchemist.
Yeah,
actually, not a Rocketman. So.
So
not a bunch charging in the other way. I probably did. These guys pretty easily clear out these alchemists over here.
Yep.
And but I need 7, so I think I need to put more in there than.
You have 2 chances at 7, so it's not.
Yeah, it's not terrible. So I probably should have run a couple, just a little, have them back a little bit more in reserve, because all those thrones are going to die after this. But.
Yeah, so you have to put stuff in the zone just to stop me from really
trivially scoring it.
Yeah, so
but they can even if I have like 2 or 3 of those dudes instead of, I think it was 4 or whatever, they're gonna have an easy sidestep into the zone.
Yep.
And I was hoping I could get basically 4 rocketmen out of the 2 guys I got in the zone here, but it did not happen.
Yeah.
Just because of your
Alchemist
in the way.
Yeah. So you got your guys up there, and then it's surprising how much work 2 cats actually get done.
Yeah.
They're terrifying.
So they're just gonna try and go get a couple of the dudes at the back to try and get those that are just been affected by mortality. I think I killed 1 but missed the other on the not blinded.
The Rocketmen have Gunfighter?
Yes.
They do. Yeah. You're trying to get in there, get many. They're done. And I was hoping with the ones that were left, I could not. I was hoping the ones that were left that I could probably kill 1 or 2 of those cats, but we'll see what happens here. They ended up killing 2 Rocketmen each. I dodge actually. You killed the first one. I think you killed something that was blinded, and the second one you attacked, and he actually just went in there closer because I wanted to keep you a bit more pinned in, not be able to just repo
and engage more.
Yeah, so that was the plan.
So I'm just using my repo to again engage them so that they're not free to run off shooting anything else. I've already maybe I haven't done it yet, but I did. The cats have got the tough. Cast on them from the will breaker.
Tough and steady. You made a good amount of chef checks as well. Actually, it was quite. I think you made 3.
Yeah, I made
4.
I made a few, but
it was annoying. I'll say the most, because I think I caused one this turn as well to kill the cat at the very bottom, but just didn't quite get there and didn't have enough tax to get him down. So.
Yeah. So I've run the Extoller away just to save him, which was probably unnecessary at this point since I've feeded and I don't really need the Alyce sight after killing all the Alchemists. And then I've pushed the bug. So the bug has Morghul's incorporeal spell, so it's going to gain incorporeal at the beginning of the next round, basically. So I've just pushed him up next to the building. So he's sort of out of line of sight of the Colossal, but if the Colossal gets close, I can still charge over it. And then move the Gladiator up a little bit and still in reserve. And I think now we've swapped over to your turn.
Yeah, so the Rocketmen that can go just kind of... I got a couple that can shoot, and we're just going through rules right here, needing 2 models in order to... 2 models in order to get to block line of sight to walk around to get in the back arc. So my goal is just to get get one of my Rocketmen in the back arc. They do go for the what's it called, the +2 defense and immune to blast damage, and I can only get 3 attacks on the one dude, and I'm hoping to kill him. Basically, I don't want him there anymore, but those cats are annoying. Being 13-17 with tough steady is annoying, but I think I do cause a tough check, and he ends up living, which is sad for me. But what do you do? The rest of the Rocketmen just kind of move about just to be in the way. They're going to be defense 16 next turn, so that's good for me. When blind wears off, basically. So this is me just measuring to see whether or not my Dragon Breath Rocket can get range on that Archidon, which it can. So fun part is that the unit of the 2 guns on the unit of the Dragon's Breath have guns as well. So turns out POW 10s into an armor effectively 14 beast is still some damage. So we put Withering Humor on that thing just because the goal is to have the Vulcan go up and shoot it to death. So we have Gorman go up next, throw an acid bomb, kill a dude, and I believe he repos back 3. I don't know if I remember to actually repo him back. Yes, I do. We just started going with Baldwin. We're just backing up to 13 right now because the gun on him currently is his Shadowbind gun. It's the longest range gun, and you haven't really given me any good shots to your beast, so we're just going after infantry and trying to kill as many as possible. That's the last guy in the zone, which then means I get to
score it with the rocket.
So we go in a way that if we target the Gladiator in the back, I can spray those 2 dudes. I kill one of them, miss the other, and then we just put... the other thing is I do put Hot Shot onto the Vulcan and just put 2 rocket shots into the back of that thing and just take it off the board. And now that Sprint is gone, he has to be a bit more cautious with his caster. We take some pot shots here with the other one just because my Rocketmen are now immune to blast damage, and we... I don't think do too much to it, actually. I don't know what I'm measuring here now, actually. Oh, the last 2, the ones that can actually shoot the Stormtroopers, go up and take 2 shots. Blast damage, I don't think does anything. I killed one.
One swordsman dies.
One swordsman dies, and the others does nothing, so... and I think that's it. I get an okay amount of work done, but not a ton, but we took off a decent amount of swordsmen and didn't kill any cats, which was sad, and we're both pretty low on time. I think I'm down to 10 minutes at this point.
Yeah.
So I think we were both at 20 minutes going into turn 3, actually. So, and I forgot to move Anastasia for the rest of the game.
Yeah, excellent.
As
is normal.
As is normal.
At least you brought her onto the board.
It's true. It's true.
On the plus side, I move her like every single one of my turns.
It's true. You smacked her so many times.
Trying to get my measuring sticks. I needed to shove all that stuff all over to the other side.
I hate this model so much.
I don't even have the banners on my poor standard bearers. I'm knocking stuff over them.
Yeah. They're... banners.
They're the worst in Skorne.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering whether I can get the bug through that building and kill those 2 stormtroopers. Eventually, I just decide that I'll just take the objective and score that one point. And then I guess move up the Gladiator. I just continue to do work against the Rocketmen I think I get a couple more swords or another swordsman in there, and the cats will kill the UA just to get rid of that annoying +2 defense order.
Yeah.
Right. So, I think. Yeah.
So I think
I took too long doing this, but yeah.
I think you're going after. You're trying to figure out how to clear out all those. Your caster apparitioning up, and I think you're just trying to figure out how to kill all those rocket men, basically.
Yeah.
Get them out. You do a good job
with my caster as well. Again, having lost sprint, I can't just sort of walk in there and then
do whatever you want.
Do whatever I want. Yeah.
So.
I was hoping I'd be able to score the middle zone here and get 2, but unfortunately, there's no way I could get to those 2 stormtroopers.
Hooray, stormtroopers!
Yeah.
Did you? Yeah.
So the cats just jump onto the UA, getting out of their engagement, and then you do a combined melee to kill that.
Yeah, you kill my UA, and then which loses the order, which is sad, but it is what it is. But
is it just versus shooting?
No, it's a flat 2 defense.
It's just a flat 2 defense. It's a very good order.
And so Marquette just walks up to reapply mortality to the rocket men just to give me a bit easier to shoot, since I jumped away from the engagement. There was a guy I could target in the back with the boosted mortality off Marquette.
Yeah.
So here's the swords just trying to charge in, and I just managed to get my lanes clogged up, and I do my attacks in the wrong order. Really, I should have killed the dude in the top zone that's got both attacks there, so I could have had this swordsman that I just moved sidestep into there, and still have an attack to kill that guy.
Yep.
Instead, he just killed both those front ones. The Titan just walks up to be in the zone just to rush the Adeptus so he can walk to the proxy base, and then also just sort of to get up there, and maybe we can start to threaten the Vulcan with the 2 heavies. Unfortunately, I don't think it works out for me.
No, so you're just running some of your making sure your beast handlers can get far enough up.
Yeah, so I need to make sure that their command is only 6. So I was just had to make sure that the one guy that can walk into the zone, whether he can be in the trench, not that actually helps him because of the spray. So
yeah,
he's just gonna get sprayed dead. The Adeptus will go up and pretty easily just to kill the objective with his.
Yeah, you put a good combo shot. And I think you're left with one Fury not left on him.
Yeah,
but
and then Morghul is just gonna walk up behind the building again. This is just so that maybe I can incorporeal spell himself and walk through to get his caster if he leaves him where he is now.
Yeah,
probably should be a little closer to the corner, so my apparition move will get me a charge.
But
Tycom just runs up.
Gives tough to the swordsman, I think.
The Willbreaker will.
Oh
yeah. I think he pathfindered somebody maybe this turn, or he didn't have to do anything. He just ran up to try and get back into the game a little bit.
So we go to my turn. I'm pretty quick on clock. I give 3 Fury focus to the Vulcan. First thing I do is I walk up my Dragon Breath on the top. I shoot the Gladiator, and I apply Withering Humor. I do a bunch of damage, and I put some power 10 shots into it. The next is I have the other one go and shoot the bug, because the plan is we're going to actually start charging some stormtroopers into dudes, which is no one ever thought that ever happened, but it's going to happen. So we another thing I should have done is the last dude actually probably should just ran up into the zone, because then you actually couldn't score. It'd be harder for you to score the zone. But we end up charging. We crank some pretty good damage rolls, and we leave it on 2. At this point, I'm trying to figure out a way to kill it, because I've got 2 on it, and I'm running out of time. If I had a bit more time, I probably could have thought it out a little bit. I probably should have just aimed with Baldwin to kill it, but we have the Vulcan walk up, look at that Gladiator, and pump a ton of damage into it with Hotshot. The first thing we do is we spray the dude in the trench to kill it, and then we put 3 POW 14s boosted into it. And
Hot shot is auto boosted.
Auto boosted
Damage.
damage. Yep. We've also picked on this one the no healing, so that, and I forget to put the AoE down, but there's no healing on that Gladiator at the moment, and I think I get it down pretty low as well.
Yeah, I think. Well, it had 10 boxes left.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, because I'm going to transfer 15 damage to it, and
True.
then or kill myself by 5.
I probably should have actually, even with camping a few, I probably should just had Baldwin camp, or just aim, boost a shot into that Adeptus, and then just boost damage, and try and take it off the board.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm getting cover and the engagement bonus here to you, so you don't have a lot of chance to hit it.
I thought I could have possibly gotten the back there, but I didn't. We leave it, I think, on 1 or 2 hitboxes.
Yeah, it was still on 2.
2 on 2.
You missed both your shots.
So this is the awesome.
Yeah.
Turn.
We're on to my turn. I just moved Morghul up on my last turn, and I was camping, and I wasn't sure how much to camp, and so I ended up with 2 Fury on both the beasts, and I camped 4, so I could only take 2. So I took the 2 off the bug because I wanted him to control the zone, and of course I promptly roll my frenzy check, whatever. The only aspect out on it was Spirit, so I get to make the boosted melee attack roll into Morghul and do 15 points of damage to Morghul. So I transfer that to the Titan, which kills it and leaves me with taking 5 points of damage.
Killed itself on a charge.
Yeah.
So
like that's what you get for messing with me.
Yeah. So.
So that was quite disappointing. And yeah, so I don't know how much time I have left on this turn. I think I have 8 minutes or something, and I'm gonna use pretty much all of it here. Morghul just goes up and I think heals whichever aspects were remaining, the 2 aspects of the Adeptus.
I think I also actually ended up opting not to activate my Rocket Man because I just didn't have enough time. So.
I don't know, because you did crowd around this cat.
I just moved them. All I did was literally move them. I did not make attacks with them. I didn't have time to make attacks, so I just literally
just crowded in there.
Crowded in. That's all I did, because I just didn't have. I think at this point I have like 1 minute and 45 seconds left.
Yeah.
And I'm up by 1 point at this point, and I'm hoping I put enough in the zone that's going to cause you a bit of trouble trying to unravel it, and you have to spend a lot of time making attack rolls.
Yeah.
So.
Which is what happens, but I do clear this zone with the cats are just going to both jump into the back arc of these guys and CMA them to death. And then so I'll clear out that one zone, and then I'll clear the other with the bug and end my turn, I think, on minute 30 or something like that, seconds. But
yeah, I got a little thing. I had a couple models. I had Gorman who didn't activate either. I could have ran Gorman possibly into that corner of that zone as well, just to make it a little bit awkward for the scoring. But time plays on you quite a bit when you get towards the end of a game and you only have 1.5 minutes left. So
I wouldn't know about that.
Yeah. So. But yeah, you end up you heal up my bug, and you don't actually end up activating Morghul just because you don't got really a ton of time left. You go after my
yeah, I think he just walked up and healed, and that was it.
Healed up, and then you kill my 3 stormtroopers in the zone. Then it's on to me, and I allocate 3 upkeep, or allocate 2 upkeep, and I spray everything in that zone. I charge one of my dudes up. I think at this point too, you're only left with 13 seconds as well. So
I had the minute, I think, here, didn't I? No, I did have. Yeah, I just had 13 seconds.
You had 13 seconds left. So all I did is I put more stuff into the zone, cleared the zone, scored a point, went 3-3, and then it just became a hard for you to. And I contested the bottom zone with my unit of Dragon Breath rockets. And at this point we shook hands just because we.
Yeah, I had 13 seconds, and I just whatever.
Yeah, I think I could have ran enough things. Yeah. I don't think you had enough time to clear the bottom zone and run stuff up, and all I had to do was kill what was in the zone very quickly, and then just pass clock, score 1, and then we just play the game of
hits turn 7.
Yeah, who hits turn 7, and playing that game. So it'll be interesting to see. I actually didn't add up the points on who killed enough of what, how much was actually left of. Because it could have gone to, because we could have done that round too, and it would have been interesting to figure out how many points. Because I think I killed over half of the swordsmen.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't score, so...
Doesn't count anymore? You have to kill the whole thing?
I think so.
Yeah, so I mean, I
don't think I killed the 10, actually.
Yeah, you've got the Gladiator, the Kreia...
You've killed the Rocketman, that's
Adeptus.
Gladiator, Kreia, Adeptus, and then...
Or Titan, rather, not the Adeptus.
And you killed Hutchuk and the Rocketman. That's... It'd be interesting to add that up and figure out what points would be what, so... But yeah, that was it. It was a good game. It was very tight. Still learning a lot of things. I forgot to do a lot of things, a lot of turns. I spent way too much time in the tank on turn 2, but gun lines are a thing, so you got to figure out what
Jordan, you should probably get better at playing armies for the first time. Yeah, you're the worst.
A minute and a half left.
Was that your beat you on turn 1?
Oh, that was me. I didn't expect to do that. Come on now. But they're a fun army. Rocketmen are interesting. The Vulcan is ridiculous. I like the Vulcan quite a bit. So
it's a very cool
it
army.
seems pretty obnoxious.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting the long range. Like it just seemed a lot worse than I thought.
The ranged snipe is a hell of a drug.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I played the Gearhart previously, again the same army, but with double Crucible Guard infantry, and he just killed all my swordsmen top of 2. So I was trying to prevent that from happening this turn, this game, and then but yeah, the Kreia losing the Kreia right away is painful, and then obviously the Extoller didn't die, but if it did, it probably would have been painful as well.
Yeah, the reason I like armies like this is I do like target selection. It's not always about killing the most, it's about killing the right pieces at the right time. So it's fun doing stuff like that, but I did like your list quite a bit. That bug is annoying. I don't think there was any way I could have shot that thing off the board in any way, shape, or form.
It's got Carapace, right?
Yes, yeah, I love it. I played the Sigmanar a little bit too, and it's just like Morghul just follows it and the bug up the middle, and it's like, hey, hi guys. I have stealth and he has Carapace.
I'm gonna get you.
Yeah,
I'm coming.
You're like, why do I want to shoot this thing? I never want to shoot this thing ever.
And he's like, oh wait, you're steady too. Damn it.
But Gearhart wanted to add his head to his wall of collections. He just really wanted to. So, no, it was a good game. I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to start painting a bit more. I have a little bit of color and things, but it's fairly new models, so it's nice having a limited faction when there's not that many.
Yeah, it helps.
A lot
of very cool models, though. It's a neat faction. The aesthetic of it is quite interesting as well.
Yep.
All the Gormans everywhere, and
Rocketmen are very cool looking things.
Yes,
so.
And having 14 of them, high defense, long range, and great positioning.
I'll never play Syvestro into you.
They're hard to deal with.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Syvestros go up to defense 18.
Sorry, Syl or Civ?
Syvestro.
Oh, okay. Don't add the L.
Don't add the L. But yeah, his are pretty good. But I'm excited to keep going with this and try different things. We'll see how it goes. And yeah, I'm excited that Baldwin came out and gonna play him a little bit and see how she goes.
Yeah,
so
cool. Yeah, nice to have some extra goodness in the meta. Thank you, Joseph, for making the trip out, and thank you, Jordan, for delving into some Crucible Guard. And thank you guys for tuning in. It was a good game. This will be probably our last stream before the new year. We have Christmas things going on next week, and then the following Wednesday, I believe, is right into Christmas. So we'll be taking a bit of a break. So happy holidays and Merry Christmas to everyone there, and we will see you guys in the new year. Thanks for tuning in, and look forward to hitting up 2019 with you guys. Have a good one.